Hello there, good morning to you. This is Kakaaki Social. I'm Rena Obozeghie. Hope you had a good weekend. Now, the social media was agog over the weekend for many reasons, like it was 1,001 trends on the social media space. Now, first was the claims by the lawmaker that is representing Gwaram Federal Constituency, Jigawa State, Yusuf Galambi, from the NNPP, that the boxes that should contain hard copies of the budget presented by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu were empty. You know, when he was at the National Assembly, he said there was nothing inside of them. So he says that, of course, President Tinubu read the estimates to them, but they did not have the budget of renewed hope to follow up with him. And then this has also been reacted to by another lawmaker, is a colleague of his, who's representing Duguwa Tundunwada Federal Constituency in Kano State, Al Hassan Duguwa, who says his mates are not aware that Tinubu sent the 2024 budget ahead of his presentation that day, but using a flash drive. Now, the Green Chamber has also reacted, and they've disowned the claims. They stress that it is a calculated attempt to discredit the system and to make people lose confidence in it, which they say it is a very, very serious thing. And he says that the lawmaker, that's Galambi, who is making the claims that President Tinubu was at the National Assembly with no budget presentation, hard copies, is never in the chamber for plenary activities, so he does not even know what is happening at Parliament. So that has been one of the big stories on the space of social media. Now let's bring you in. This user says it all started with the rendition of a party song at the floor of the National House of Assembly instead of the national anthem. Then the alleged presentation of an empty box instead of the budget document. It's all a joke to these politicians out there while Nigerians suffer. For Logaf, it says, this is a mockery of the presidency and the National Assembly. How could you present an empty box that was supposed to contain the expected budget details? More reactions on X would be from Fan Photon, who says APC is a party of liars. Flash drive for which system? Flash drive inside of a giant box. Reps still use papers and not tablet. He would have sent the budget via email, and he says nonsense. But also, Jakes is saying that flash drive inside that big bag, and Selem is trying to respond, and he says 360 flash drives for reps and then 109 for senators. Oh, well, Siwaju Shetima, maybe a fan of them, he's saying that is there no bill to discuss in the National Assembly. The presentation is just a formality. House always have the foreknowledge of what budget is like before the presentation. Crying over the box weight is comedy. Okay, now let's bring you another story from Dubai this time, which also trended, you know, because the UN published delegations of the about 100 countries that are available in Dubai right now that are attending the Conference of the Parties, COP28. Now, Nigeria is the first African country and the third largest in the world after Brazil and China. China first, Brazil second, Nigeria third. With the highest number of delegations, we have 1,411 present on the 13-day trip, which is November 30 to December 12. Now, the federal government of Nigeria was dragged to stupor over the weekend for wasting taxpayers' money. That was the claim on social media. Now, let me show you the maths that Business Day has served, and that made the spending about 880 million naira for everyone who is on that trip right now. If we could just go ahead, let me bring Business Day in. At this point, it says that they found out that the ESTA code each traveler receives depends on their level. Ministers are paid $900 per day as ESTA code, which amounts to $11,700 per minister for the 13 days the conference would be held. Permanent secretaries get $600, amounting to $7,800 for the same period. Officers of level 15 to 17 receive $425, amounting to $5,525 in total. Levels 7 to 14 get 381, and then levels 1 to 6 get $206, amounting to $2,678 for the business, for the 13 days that they would be spending. How did this meet netizens? Celebrity Taylor says, with the box, with the look of things, Nigeria has a lot of money. They lack good managers. Also agreeing to him is the next user, Prince, who says, we don't have money. Citizens should brace up for economic challenges, but government keeps doing Big Daddy. What's the use of all these much people in one country on a topic that is not even a big deal in our country? More reactions from Tom says it was an opportunity for many to get UAE visa and visit, which they couldn't get ordinarily because of the visa restriction on Nigerian passport holders. And then Otutu says the world is not serious about climate change. Look at the number of people going to Dubai for COP28 or whatever it is called. Tons of carbon released on return flight only. Then, of course, all the waste that will be generated at the conference. The world truly does not care about climate change. If they did, they will host the conference virtually anyway. Let's keep deceiving ourselves. Now, okay, I take these reactions first. This Saved by Grace is saying that they travel for a holiday, just used climate change summit as an excuse. After all, he never believed that there is anything called climate change. He had wanted the European countries to pay Africa to attend climate change summit during his campaign. I mean, he was it Kaduna or Kano, the president, while he was still a candidate of the APC, had said that there is no need because we don't even contribute much. So the EU had to pay us, or they will have to pay us to attend. Now he's attending with about 589. But then I know that the presidential aide, Temitope Ajayi, has responded, and he says all of these delegations, they range from private individuals, NGOs on their own, and then climate activists and environmentalists. Yeah, but then 589 on a team. Wow. Let's continue from Kogi State now to say that the chapter of the All Progressives Congress in that state, has asked INEC to deny the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party, Muritala Ajaka, access to election materials. Now, the party wants security agencies to force Ajaka to accept defeat if he wants peace, because the election was fairly won by the APC candidate, Usman Ododo, and nobody must challenge it.
What we are saying here today, the election is credible and free and fair. Anybody can go to election and lose. We want the society, the security agency, to help us talk to Ajaka. No individual is above the law. He cannot take law into his hand. We heard what he's trying to do to access the INEC office so that he can manipulate his way. Election has come and we have won. APC have won gallantly, and the society is peaceful. Yeah. We don't want problem in our society. The security agency, the message is clear. Talk to Ajaka and let him accept defeat.
Okay, let's have some reactions to this on social media. Ibrahim says they should not have access to election materials, yet you want people to believe free and fair elections were conducted. And then for this user, I am Irel Lua, says this is a big show of power with arrogance. How would one go to court if they can't inspect materials and gather evidence? This is shameful, embarrassing, and an obvious death sentence on our democracy. This must be rejected by all Nigerians that desire a better country. Matt says, how disappointing it is to see a fellow youth supporting and promoting irregularity because his interest is at stake. Now, wow. Okay, let's have our final story that is coming from Osun State. Now, netizens have also reacted to a short video of a police orderly wearing Osun State governor's wife, Titilayo Adeleke. If you could just roll this, yeah. Earrings. So the orderly is wearing her boss earrings. Now, while some say it is an abuse of office to use security personnel as personal aides, others said that there is absolutely nothing concerning about this video. That is it right there. And people were making a case for the orderly, saying that she doesn't really look happy. Is it because it was being filmed or otherwise? But let's have two reactions to this before we call it a day today. Rolla says, this is why there is no talk of police reform. Why would you want a more efficient and effective police when they can act as make-up artist assistant for you? And then Modupe says, but she's her aide and they probably have a personal friendship. The policewoman is a human being, not a robot, so I see no problem helping her to glam up. All right, so that's how we call it a day today on Kakaaki Social. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And again, welcome to a new week. Good morning, gentlemen.